joining us on another episode of Inspired. Today I'm here with Victor, myself, Mika, and Sasha.
What's up?
I guess we could start. We want to talk about like what is inspired. I know we've talked about this a little bit. We don't have a lot of time today to talk about this, but so I want to get to the point. We have talked about this, Sasha and I, that we feel like the studio has been switching directions. Mm-hmm. And we're trying our hardest, I guess, to hold on to the core, do you say core values?
Like of the what, coreness of
of what inspired really truly means to us. We've done, we created this little mirror and it said what is inspired, and so we put all these words on it, and that was really cute. But as it's grown, and we now have renters, and adding that to a mix of a group that's been together for 4 years was an interesting turn. And we didn't know what that looked like, so that kind of
still don't really.
That threw us through a loop.
Moving.
I have other people on here to help me talk about this because I don't know.
So, like, where we think Inspire's going to go?
What is it? It's just a dreaming session. What is happening?
Dreams.
Dreams.
It's a rainbow.
So we don't want to be a solo salon, right?
Yeah.
Like,
in and out, nobody cares about you. No one's talking to each other. There's this room. We don't want that. We still want it to feel like there's support. There's someone to lean on when you have questions. Like, family aspect,
entrepreneurship is lonely.
Yeah.
So we solo, we feel like, no offense, but you go in, you have your own business, you mind your own business, you don't talk to nobody, the hallways look like shit. So we want, to build this like community of artists that support in whatever that art is for you. Like, I mean, we could have a hairdresser, we could have nails, we could have estheticians, we could have permanent makeup, we could have tattoo artists, so anything within the creative world, we want you to be able to come in and feel supported.
Mm-hmm. No, and I think that's at the essence what it was supposed to be the whole time. I think the way it got there was trial and error. It's what it was. Yeah, I mean, ideally, like, the goal was to have Inspired, like, with the group of badass permanent makeup artists, right? That was the first goal, and transition or build up kind of what you came up doing with, at Girls Inc. The same thing,
which
kind of mimicking what you saw, but Girls Inc. also wasn't exactly what you wanted. It was a great foundation to what you wanted to build, but there's something different you wanted. Didn't quite know how to get there, so we started off building Inspired, where you did. I'm just here for support, but but you started off building it up to what you knew, and for what you wanted. It honestly never was going to work that way. It had to transition to something, but it's you growing too, and you're building something with your name on it, and letting go of that certain aspect, control to it, and letting it grow. I think you're finally starting to let it do its thing, but it took a minute for you to finally release control and let it do its thing. And I think that's where we're at, just seeing it evolve to what it's supposed to be.
So one day, like, I see Inspired as an art, I see an art studio. I see, close my eyes because I can see this shit, you guys. I see clothes. I see having a little funky little coffee shop up front. I see having what else? Like, just
I see it like a one-stop shop, only almost like you want to come and get your nails done, you want to get your brows tattooed, you want to get your hair done, you want to do this.
Yes and no, but I think I love the idea that you have like renters. And so that way you don't have, but you're like also super involved. I guess you're very super involved, and I love that though, because then you feel like someone actually still cares about.
Like, oh,
that's a good point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
and
fair.
I can kind of say, like, as the newest member, I guess, of your group, is like, it definitely inspires you to be more. Because I've been an esthetician like for over 14 years now, so it's just like you kind of do get stagnant after a while. And like, I've worked for doctors, I worked at one spot forever, like doing commission. I've always done like 2 different jobs, and now I'm just kind of like, I just want to do one thing, and which is like my own thing. And it is different, like doing your own thing compared to like me working for other people. And so
does it feel, and be honest, does it feel that you have your own business just within Inspired?
Yes. Yes, very much so.
Well, that makes my little heart happy.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my God, like, because there is a fine line there, right? Because a lot of people, I mean, look, they come in, they're probably not going to want to have somebody in their face. They're going to want to do everything their own. But I feel like another thing that is important is to have an overall standard, which I'm sure you feel that, just to have an overall standard of quality of work, of even if it's just, like, I don't know anything about hair or nails or any, I don't, but even just to have that atmosphere that when they walk in, they're like, holy shit, this is cool. Like, and I feel like I'm a part of something.
That's exactly how I felt, to be honest. Like, I felt like before I was just kind of like stagnant and not going anywhere. And I'll be honest, like I Instagram stalked you for probably like 2 years.
I hear that all the time.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah, this may be the first time you've heard this.
No, probably not the first time. But I like was looking at the way you did everything, and I was like thinking to myself, I would love to work with someone like that. And I kind of already knew, like, I think I'm going to work with her one day. And it's weird, like, I'm already here. So, like, it feels good. And I know, like I said, you're on me, but it's a good thing.
The only thing we are missing that I know has dropped the ball is the presence on social media. But let's say that's not coming from, we're going to get back to it.
Yeah.
It's just there's so much on my plate all the time. I cannot run social media for full time too. I can't. But we need more group stuff. We need more studio. And we're all in there at different times. So then you're working with different schedules, and it's like, so figuring out what that looks like, I think, is important for our future. Like, if we're going to hold on to that group sense of, we're all here for each other, we're all helping each other out. Because, I mean, if you talk to any one of us, we're like, that's what's most important, right?
Yeah.
We want that support. That's the reason why we're here. And we want to have our own businesses, but we don't want to be thrown out off the deep end and trying to figure everything out on our own. Like, I don't know how many times Ari's came to me and like, Amber, like this, how do I set up an LLC? What is my licensing? What does this look like? Is this, and I did have to figure that all out on my own, but having somebody be like, oh no, like this one.
Maybe that could be a course all on its own.
Oh yeah, I already started writing that book a long time ago. Like that started during COVID. I was like, I'm gonna do. This was my idea. I was like, every step of the way, I'm gonna write down every single thing I do along the way, and I'll have a badass book by the end of it. And then it was way too much to even write down every step of the way. But
well, you got 2 10-month vacations coming up, so that gives you plenty of time.
But you always say a sense of creating a culture. So what does that even mean?
What do you mean? Like,
the people need to feel a part of something, which I understand that part. My brain understands to a certain extent. Yeah. And then I'm like, but how do you make that happen, and what does that look like?
I feel like you're really making it happen.
I was going to say, it's standards, it's culture, it's something people respect and do. Like, you could rent out spaces and just let everybody be, or you could be like, hey, like, yes, this is a space, but there is a certain standard that you need to hold up to when people come in. Like, yeah, you could come in your sweats, cool, but that's not the vibe. You're going to have a little respect for yourself. What you put out is kind of what you're getting in, like, from it.
Like quality-wise.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
So culture, it's just, the girls already said it. Like, it is what it is. Like, culturally, it is what it is. Like, you guys are artists, and it bled over into the estheticians coming aboard. Same with, I'm very particular on what I do with S&P as well, but it kind of rooted most of that stuff. You take pride in your work, right? And putting out the quality, the best of your knowledge. And if you don't have that quality, you put in the education, the effort to, gain those skills, pick it up, and keep moving forward. And then, again, a standard of what the shop should look like. The rooms are, yes, a little different and eclectic, but they all meld in together and create this, nice studio on it. It's organically put together. Yeah.
I think the culture is like being built as we grow along. Yeah, because we do have set things, like you dress a certain way.
I'm about to throw that shit out the window.
Yeah. Well, don't get rid of that.
No,
I think all black is great.
Yeah, all black is great because it just gives you a look. It's a standard, and that's how you build it, because people will come in, they want to live up to that standard, and hopefully they bring something that makes the standard even better.
Because one thing I will say, like, just from other people's perspectives, like having my clients come in, they notice a huge difference compared to where I was before. And they just like the aesthetic, the way that it is. They like even how everybody else looks. They're like, oh, well, you like seem like you blend in well with the way everyone else looks here. Like you kind of go with like one of my clients, I love the way she described you, is that you're like upscale goth.
Like a lot of skulls,
like almost like
stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of skulls everywhere. Yeah,
she's kind of confused. She doesn't really know. Sometimes she's pin up. Sometimes she's a little.
I would say like pin up side. Yeah, pin up. He's more. Yeah, goth is funny.
How do you feel about inspired, Sasha? Like from the outside, you always say they're going to go to the next level with inspired. What's that even mean? What's it look like to you?
I think the next step
are we going to have a second location?
Yes,
we keep in one, or are we going to another state? What is this happening?
No, our next step is another location at the Arts District. We'll be down there.
I feel like it needs to be bigger though. If you're saying you want a coffee shop, you want a gift shop,
it's
already getting bigger.
I would definitely help with that because I'm like I make so many different products that I would love to get out there. Like I think of like a place out here, you know, in Chant Forest, like the Reiki Center. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like they actually have like a whole little shop in the front of their place, and then they rent out rooms in the back.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's awesome because then you get all that traffic in, and that's also how you get business too, like bringing in them and then hosting classes. Like I was thinking, I look at your back area and I'm like, we could do sound baths in there.
Oh yeah,
we could do like I've seen also like which I would love to do is like maybe a vision board class like with the new year coming up, and like even having classes outside of the studio, which online classes are great, but there's something different when you still have in-person stuff than having that human touch to it.
Yeah, we just need a third one of Sasha and I in order to organize all that stuff. Michaela, you're hired. You stepping up and taking on the event side of things. Hey, we got Vibe happening in March that we need to get on quick. Like
Vibe, what's that?
See?
It's a networking event. We've only done one, but we're trying to make it like annual now. Or at least twice a year, I think is our goal. But yeah, we did it once, and like the first one was really good. It was good, yeah. We had a pretty good show.
So, you know, somebody wants to help with events, that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll have Adrian on the apprentices, we'll have you on the events, we'll have me on the managing and website stuff. Yeah, but that's the goal. I feel like everyone that comes in, you're just opening the next door for people. And that's what Inspired is.
Are you good at planning events?
I actually really am. Like, I was actually thinking about that. I'm like, I used to work for a doctor's office, and we used to host, like, twice a year, like, a big party. We called it, like, an open house, which it was kind of cool because it was a way to get new clients, but then it was also a way to teach people, like, in a group setting, like, what aesthetics is and, like, what they can get done. And, like, then they get to meet, like, the whole staff in a really nice, like, laid back kind of setting where they're like, you know, they're sipping wine and they're enjoying the atmosphere, and then they're getting little hors d'oeuvres, but at the same time they're learning like what you're doing. So I think events would be great. Like that way they just kind of get to know like everyone there that works.
It's a lot of work. So
it is a lot of work.
If you have ideas, like Amber loves ideas, throw them out there. And if you
it is a lot of work.
You got your client, Amber, I'd be like, all right, writing it down.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's something you guys can discuss one-on-one. But
I feel like events you have to plan for them at like minimum 2 to 3 months before.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially if you're going to put it on Eventbrite and send out emails and also.
Because I've seen like where people like just like throw out an event and they're like, oh, I don't get anybody like attending. And I'm like, you can't just put it out like a week or 2 weeks before. It's got to be like 2 to 3 months before. And that's where I noticed like that's why I like the background I came from is like learning a little bit of that marketing back then, like the old school marketing. Yeah. Where you actually have to like put it in people's faces.
Show your face and get out there in front of them.
Yeah. Exactly. 2 to 3 months before. And then that way they're like, oh, hey, you know, I remember that thing that was supposed to happen like 2 months ago. And then it's constantly in their face. They can prep for it, put it on their calendar so they know it's ready, or even have like events scheduled out for the whole year. And then behind the scenes, like, we can just kind of plan for them.
I know we got one coming up soon, and I'm like, I'm stepping out. I ain't catch me on the next one. Well, by the time this episode comes up, it's going to be already gone. But no, the Vibe one, that one's not till March.
Oh, okay.
But we have another Friday the 13th coming up. And I'm like, skipping this one, guys.
Yeah. I'm sorry. But Friday the 13th, too, is probably more like tattoo side, so, like, Maddie wants to take over that. Let her
Yeah.
take over. Yeah, they could have an event within Inspired. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's another
Yeah.
cool thing is that you don't have to wait for the whole studio to do something.
Right.
Like, if you wanted to have an event for you and your business.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we got to
that's cool.
get used to that too.
I
Like,
was
because you
thinking
could even
about
say
doing
that,
that,
like,
too,
hey,
is like-
Amber, like, let me rent out this little spot real quick. Like, obviously you're in house, so like it wouldn't be more affordable. But
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I want to clear out the space. Okay, cool. Like, if it's not on the, nothing's on the calendar, then do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing like kind of like
You need
a
to do, like, a
recovery weeks.
You
too.
need to do like a grand opening thing.
I know I really do need to
That'd
do
be
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she needs to do a grand opening thing since
Yeah.
now that you're all settled and stuff.
Yeah, and I know I've been working like with Ari, like we're doing First Friday this upcoming week. So like I do like working with her because I can kind of see how she works and then see how I work, and then we can kind of like branch off of each other.
Yeah.
Because I love doing eyelash extensions, but I really am realizing I love doing Reiki and energy work and my skincare way more than lashes. And so I would love to do like events, like little self-care events maybe. I know we had talked about it.
Yeah.
Like for women who actually need it, maybe like some Blue Lotus tea ceremonies.
Totally, that'd be
And just like something that's relaxing. Like I want to do like recovery weeks. Like I'm going to do like a little discount thing coming up soon. Like after the holidays, just kind of recovering even after New Year's, just to kind of get people back to like relaxing a little bit.
Yeah. Needed.
My mom messaged me this morning, try to relax a little bit today. I was like, oh my God. Who are you telling? First off, I think you need to try to relax a little bit today.
It's so funny.
So it sounds like Inspired is heading in a
Yeah.
direction.
I think it's going to feel a little chaotic
yeah.
at first when we're trying to get everything in motion, but that's the cool thing. It's in motion.
Well, I
We're
think
getting
too,
there.
as we all grow, it changes slightly. As we
Yeah.
all change, it changes like a little bit the outlook on things.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
would-
the whole like definition of like the word inspired, right? Like it's never going to be
Just something. It's just always going to be evolving.
and always evolving. And like I can honestly say, like when I came to work with you, like I felt extremely excited. I'm still excited actually because I feel like I'm getting settled and things are changing, and then I can start expanding more. So like it's more than just motivation. It's also like having like that goal, because I feel like motivation does fluctuate.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you have to have something like a bigger focal point rather than just feeling motivated.
Yeah.
I think having a lot of people involved in that process. It's like if you're not motivated, then you help me be motivated. I'll be you be motivated, and like your accountability partner that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's like what we're there for, right? Is
Yeah.
to like keep pushing the other ones in the right direction.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
we're
what
going
it's
the right
been,
way.
though. That's the thing. I think, too, acknowledging as you've been growing, noticing the whole, and acknowledging that the business is becoming its thing and letting it grow like a plant,
Yeah.
so to say. I think at first, the first couple of years, we were trying to hold on to something and keep it a certain way. And I think after you let it go, now it's just letting it grow. And then I know it's frustrating at sometimes, but being patient and letting it do its thing.
Oh,
I think it's
patience.
getting there, but and you're not that. I know you like stuff like done at a certain pace, but
patience.
I think just hanging in that pocket for a minute and letting it,
Yeah. Figure
grow
itself
itself out,
Yeah.
which it's doing. There's nothing negative that's happening. It's not where we want it to be right at the moment, but it's there. That's it, and it's probably a learning lesson for you too. The world's trying to throw at you.
Yeah.
Hey, be patient.
Well,
But
you have
it's-
people coming in and they see the
Yeah.
vision, they feel it. You just heard Michaela,
Yeah.
so we're doing something right. And then that just means we just keep expanding, keep getting bigger, and the mission
Yeah, it
gets
definitely
bigger.
seems like you're a little hard on yourself.
Oh,
But
yeah.
again, I think that's a good thing. That's probably why you are where you are though,
Yeah.
too.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
don't be hard on yourself. Let it be.
Yep.
And that's what it's happening.
Inspire will inspire you.
Yeah,
Inspired. Inspired. Inspired.
Yeah,
That'll be the
please
title of this
like, what is
episode.
it? Like, subscribe, and
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Okay, guys.
Share.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Victor
on
said, "Let's
this
get outta
episode
here."
of Inspired. We're hitting the road. I'm just kidding. And Victoroni, what are they going to do?
what's that? Like, share, comment, and
Subscribe.
and watch this beautiful flower blossom.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you know, I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, because I think my logo is a blue lotus. Yeah, oh yeah.
She's like the universe.
Universe.
All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
All right, we're out of here.